Shalom, people. Bear with me. Give me 1 second. Oh, shit. All right, Glory. So I'm back, and the Great Mother wants to extend her blessings on this message here. And the reason being is because we are all experiencing the new change and the new frequency of the divine earth. And she wants you to know that she's here with you, right? The keys of Enoch tells us that when the earth sends out a signal for from what's going on in the lower heavens to the upper realms, you are calling forth the frequencies of the Christos, the Christ, or the return of the brotherhoods, right? It's basically your planet is sending a signal out to the galaxies, out to the universe to respond to its need for it to be rebirthed. You know, it's the cries of the saints. Come on. And so with that being said, you call forth Isis and Osiris. But typically because of the cosmic law, right? And we are now transferring from the low vibrations of the three dimension. So we are now upgrading to galactic law, learning about the galactic laws and the cosmic laws. And so it is the mother who is in charge of the cosmic law, as we already know. But one of the things that the mother is saying is, in order for us to declare victory, we already know we are to exist in this world and not be of this world. However, that is easier said than done because we know that we need to learn balance and harmony with the frequency of this planet. However, if the mother does not know herself or hasn't known herself, she cannot be the proper frequency of the place. So, as I always say, knowledge of God is knowledge of self. And what self are we acknowledging when we choose our path? You either not acknowledging your material self, your physical self, or your spiritual self. And because it is the age of Aquarius, the age of the Holy Spirit, we are ushering in the aspect of your soul, right? And we know the heart and soul is connected. So she's letting you know that she is here for you. Victory is already won. It's just a matter of the falling away of the old frequencies. So as you walk into your testing fields, remember that to stay grounded because it is just a test. Once you can be tested with something and pass that test, the frequency can pass on by now because of the mother being here, and aka gamma radiation. We're in the middle of a proton storm. If you don't know, I'll give you a brief explanation. A proton is the positive charged electrically atoms. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, y'all, because this is straight off the dome. I'm not really finna go digging. I've read about it, I know about it, but in my heart, that's what the mother is letting me know for this lesson, right? So what that means is you are being in an electric magnetic node zone where the space vacuum is sucking away or ripping away or shedding away the old frequencies. You got to remain grounded to where you come from. And that thing that grounds you is at the root, right? The root being the earth. So you are learning how to channel these energies, right? Because your physical body is made up of different compounds or elements. You're learning to channel these elements from particle to wave. This is going to reveal whether you're a creator God or not. Because as you walk into these gates of flame or fire, you are to be baptized. Your heart space is to be baptized and become restored. So that is the basis that the mother wanted me to come in and speak to y'all, because in order to have peace in this time, we know that the frequency of the planet changing is to separate the wheat from the tares. So you have to choose peace. She's here with you, but she's looking for you to choose you. If you're a female, that means you need to look a little deeper into yourself. If you're a male, it's the same thing. Only difference is because we're in the age of the spirit of the divine feminine, the woman is the key. So when it comes to all resolutions, you are to look deeper within yourself to clear that space. So I came on playing Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's the way of the world, right? And in that song, we find, I'm gonna just go to the lyrics real quick. Fire. I'm gonna share my screen just because. So here we hear Hearts of Fire creates love, desire, take you higher and higher to the world you belong, right? That is telling you about how to get to that place. And see, what we find with the lower chakras, and the reason why this ascension is only for the children of Isis, Ra, and El, those that can align themselves with the frequency of the Divine Mother. Um, because you got a lot of heartless actions that come along with this world, so you're supposed to remain childlike. A child is innocent, a child is forgiving. And in order for us to remain in that state, we have to bear those same fruits that the children do. So it says, we come together on this special day, sing a message loud and clear. Looking back, we touched on sorrow days. On sorrowful days, future past, they disappear. And that's true because we know we live in a multiverse. So at this point in time, all of the zones are coming together and connecting for you to find your place, as this song says, on the throne. And if your place is in a higher aspect, you're going to have the heart of the mother or this earth to transform. Let's see, it's something. Okay, you will find peace of mind if you look way down in your heart and soul. I don't hesitate because the world seems cold. And so you walking through this place of testing grounds simply because you are going to be placed. This is where the innocence of the child is disrupted as it gets older and finds its way into the knowledge of the world, right? Or as it takes into the heat of the world. The key here is the heart, because it's the bridge to crossing over. And it's telling you, stay young at heart, right? Stay young at heart. And then it says, that's the way of the world. Plant your flower and you'll grow a pearl. Child is born with the heart of gold, the way of the world makes his heart so cold. So it's telling you what this whole 3 dimension is for. It's you are put here for your tests, but you got to learn to escape those tests. All right, and I'm gonna go to the keys of Enoch next, but I'm not gonna share it on the screen just because I didn't want to get much out of there, so it don't even make no sense to share my screen. Okay, so I'm in the key 206. So the Torah or verse 1. The Torah or is the celestial song of the Kabbalah, the eternal science of the many universe, which comprise the throne of Yad-He, Wad-He, or we'll say for the sake of this lesson, the 4 elements, the creator God of the 4 elements. It is a love message. Hold on 1 second. All right, so I'm back. Okay, here's the message. I'm sorry, let me double back. Let me get it all the way together for y'all because I had to stop and nurture real quick. Okay, so key 206, and it says in the first verse, the Torah or is the celestial song of the Kabbalah, the eternal science of the many universe, which comprise the throne of the four elements. It is a love message. So love is actually intelligent light. The third dimension will have you thinking that love is actually a feeling. And though it is something that invokes feeling, it is actually the practice of using light form intelligently. So when it says the sons of darkness versus the sons of light, it's really talking about love versus hate, or good versus bad, should I say, right? How you use your intelligence. You know, if you got to use it for something for this side or that side. And because we are elevating to a higher world or to a higher plane, the aspect of love is something that most people really don't have the ability to tap into because the world is cold, like the song said. And when the world is cold to that degree and you go through all of these tests, it is to show you or teach you how to find your way back home to the love, to love. All right, because it's light, right? Love is light. It is. It's lighter. It's a lighter feeling. It's a bliss. So here it is here. Let's go back to intelligent light. Revealed directly from the higher universes to the dust world's creations, which are generated in the name of the Father. Well, I'm going to say Mother, because we know that love and the heart and the feminine aspect, your mother is your first teacher. We know she's the first teacher of love. So, and then it follows up with everything. So, you know, when you see everything, that's Eve. So everything that is encompassed in this world of creation, the life that is, the life that is to come, and the life that has already passed is coded in in Torah or, which teaches the unfoldment of the divine. The Torah is the complete computer code. Now this is the second verse, but you got to pay attention to the fact that it calls it a computer code. From the Alpha to Omega for all sacred sciences, extending the biophysical to the astrophysical. So biophysical is your physical body and your biology of that. So like the genetics that come along with it. And the astrophysical is your body after your third chakra, your fourth, the heart space and beyond. So it is hold on. For all sacred sciences, extending the biophysical to the astrophysical and revealing the Bible as a consciousness pyramid for human initiation. So it's telling you about the pyramid, even though it only named two, biophysical and astrophysical. The higher celestial nature will be the third. So you have the dualities, and then you have the use of both. So that will make a trinity. Or you could say mother, father, and son, or daughter, whatever one you want. And then, now I'm going to jump into verse 4. So likewise, the book of Revelation is necessary to give an actual account of how the divine counsel of the Elohim at the time of restoration of Jerusalem will materialize the capstone of the Great Pyramid, as well as the garment of the Messiah for the children of light. Now here it talks about, now here's the fourth verse. So that lets you know it's regarding the heart chakra. It's the account of the divine counsel of Elohim and how they're going to restore Jerusalem. And it's through the heart space. So I'm going to keep reading. Therefore, all of these books make up of the true Torah or. Because of the gift of the Torah, the mathematical keys revealed in every letter, we can say, blessed art thou. So I'm going to jump down again to verse 7. So the Torah is the mathematics separating the sacred chemistry from the secular chemistry. So the sacred from the secular, keep that in mind. That's spiritual and physical. It is the coding which connects the spiritual and universes to the physical universes. So it's telling you that we already know when we take this ascension, it's through our chakras, right? But the heart chakra being the gateway. Now, if you really understand the intelligence in these readings and in this metaphysical, these spiritual works, then you understand that the frequency of love is intelligent life. So that means when they say forgiveness is for you, that is to the core of it. Because you holding on for what? If your salvation is love, then that means anything that is the opposite of that, you must overcome. Whatever that looks like for you and your healing. And I'm going to tell you, for the sisters, it's going to start in your maternal line. And then you're going to work your way down your fraternal line if you are told to, based on what the mother, how she walks you through that path. But it's going to start with the feminine because it is her. It's her. She has to know her divine feminine side as well as her masculine side, because she is the womb they talk about in Psalms 113 that bared a child in bitterness because she didn't know herself. Right? So if you on a lower frequency bearing children, you birth children of that frequency. Now we are here to rebirth them spiritually in a physical vessel. So let's go back to it. All right. So we're going to jump down to verse. So languages of chemistry, verse 8, languages of chemistry, which do not connect this universe with other universes, are languages not of higher luminaries, but of fallen luminaries who rule the lower universes and keep them locked in space. So it's telling you that this lower stuff that you attach to, whether it's bitterness, whether it's fear, whether it's grudge, whatever it is that is hindering you, it is keeping you trapped to the three-dimensional paradigm. We, as a celestial collective, have already moved out of that paradigm. That's why the mother is telling you, fear not, my child, I'm with you. Because even when you can't hear her, remember the steps and the rhythms and the things to do. Get back in nature, go outside, make sure you prioritizing yourself, make sure you're forgiving, make sure your heart is in the correct space. Because even when you mess up as a child, as long as your heart is in the correct space, nobody feels no accountability, not no accountability, but no one feels any way towards you, because it's no pun intended. And so it's telling you about being locked in anything that's operating below the fourth, below your heart chakra, your heart space. So here we are in verse 9. This is why we are told that in this key, that the fallen language patterns exalt not creation, because it does not, it fixates you on material, not the creation, but in actuality create a three-dimensional chemical enslavement within fixed magnetic fields. So it's telling you that you are keeping you stagnant. You are not freeing up yourselves and getting yourself out of that space of three-dimensional thinking, right? To be of God, or for one to declare themselves as a god or a goddess, your emotions are only the guideposts to tell you where you're supposed to do your work at. They are not to consume you and keep you stagnant, because that is the third dimension. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. So it's telling you that there's a chemical enslavement. And like I keep saying, we keep talking about all of these aspects of spirituality, but let's be clear here, y'all. We already know that your body is made of chemical compounds. We give our plasma in donations, or people have. So that's telling you your body is made of elements. We replenish our body with the elements. So is it not basic level science that we are created out of different elements? So what it's telling you here is we in age of truth, y'all. There is no more reason to stay attached to the lower frequencies. Sisters, I need y'all to hear me, because I need you to understand that everything that is within you that you are needing to call forth to work out, you may not know, because it might not be this aspect of yourself at this current time and place. But because you are attached to the mother and her divine self in this planet, you harbor the same connection, so you feel her pain. So even when you angry and you cannot identify why, ask the mother, is that you, and what are you telling me? Because it's usually going to lead you back down the path of cleansing or healing a particular place in your DNA. If this is about chemicals and DNA, and we know that even though your physical body may evolve into something different, your physical body, we know that the elements are never changing. So your essence is right here. So what I want to gift y'all with, because the great mother, she says she back with gifts. If you can receive this and it's put on your heart, and this is honestly it's for females or males, but I particularly want to harp on this for my sisters, because you are the key to this time frame. It is you who is not in tune with yourself to where you are birthing these very sons you are complaining about. The solution is in your DNA. If you are the mitochondria, you are the power that powers all the cells in the body. And that goes beyond this dimension. So I want to tell y'all, sisters, my indigenous, been here since the beginning, sisters, do yourself a favor and get you a cleansing bath, okay? And I want you to do it with your heart, from your heart. And I want you to ask that the Great Mother remove and heal any wounds that have been holding you stagnant from unlocking and detaching to this third dimension, because you're going to need flame for this. Fire got to fight fire with fire, sometimes wisdom, but with the flame does things quickly. So what you are asking for her to do is to help you understand how to do this transformation. You are going to be the primary transmuter of the frequencies here. It is through you. You the first teacher of love, sisters. So let me go back to this lesson, because I'm not through yet in this book. So we got to come out of enslavement. The number one key is know what aspect of enslavement we in. If you look at the world around you, the primary color of the prisoners is the color orange. That is the color of your sacral chakra that is attached to the woman's womb. So it is you, sister. It is your indigenous place. It is your hate for yourself in your physical form, in your masculine form, in your feminine form, whether you funking with your sister, your mama, your grandmama, your whoever, okay? Or your brothers and your uncles or your exes. You gotta let it go now, because the mothership is already here. The victory is already declared. The only thing you got to do is detach your mind from where you're at now. That's how you remove time. You're outside of that. Okay, so if you want peace, choose peace. And now we in verse 12. So he showed me how the higher star systems are actually coordinated by the technology of the higher evolution. Subsumed under the Torah or of the spiritual councils, the lower world technologies, through their use of limited language systems, develop the sciences without the complete program, and therefore proceed to program their civilizations out of existence. This is the mothership right here, y'all. But this is also the story of the Tower of Babel in the Bible. Go look that up. This is the celestial version of that. What they're telling you is when the earth operated at a higher frequency, we all spoke the same language. Now that the frequencies have been mixed up because it's a part of the testing zone, now the higher evolution have come to bring the mothership in and activate this planet. And some of us are going to go up, some of us are going to go on to different duties, but it's came to process the ascension. So the chosen can be taken out of the fire, because really the reason the mother has to turn the frequency up so high is because the other ones who can't match it can't come. You can't You can't stop the return to move. You know what I'm saying? You either from it or you're not. The move being the first mother. All right, so verse 13. Today, within our tree of life, man is listening to the computerized technology of the snake speak to us and say, there is no life beyond. So when we talk about computerized technology, this is back to the movie They Clone Tyrone, where they had that little box playing a tape player, a computerized piece of technology, playing a recording, leaving the brother with the illusion that his mother was alive in that room, but the whole time it was really a program. Okay. That's what the gig is now. Now the mother is giving you the reveal, like it said here in verse 4. And then she's telling you how to take the steps because other people around you are not going to be concerned with the same fruits or healing that you are here to do. Your calling is your calling, and that's perfectly okay. So it says here, there is no life beyond. Do not quest knowledge of a higher living God, for it is all that is here. You are living God. This is it. This is where you stop. So it's telling you about that battle with serpentine fire. Basically, what's gonna happen with the transmutation process. And I'm about to jump down here a little more to 14. So it says, by listening to the tongue of the snake speaking, which is a frequency hydra with two black bodies, it is preventing from its own cross fertilization with the Shekinah kingdoms, and we know that is the mother kingdoms in his evolutionary creation, rather than extending himself through the face of entropic space. Man is caught within the belly of the Leviathan and prevented from attaching his biological life station to other life stations. So you're not gonna get nowhere staying stuck to the third dimension. But if you go back and watch my video, I got a video that talks about this, and I think it's called, I don't know, but it talks about the Leviathan, or Cetus. That's the Leviathan, same deity, different name in there. And this is also another emanation of the pole switch as well. Same thing, different storyline, different name. Let's jump to 17. So Enoch explained to me that sub-life stations must wage war against the biochemical rhythms of the dragon creation. Go there and tell the story, morning glory, oh, about the serpentine fire. I just got that download right there, y'all. So it says here, which keep them recipients of limited knowledge. However, only the sons of light can resolve this war. Why? Because the sons and daughters of light are the physical emanations of the mother and father. This is Adam and Eve and their children, right? That's why only they can, because only them have the same frequency or the same DNA, the same DEA that reaches all the way back to the cosmos. So they were the first here on this planet. Don't nobody know mama house like you do. That's why they're the only ones that can resolve it, because they know the law. They know the cosmic law. All right, so it says 18. The Leviathan is the traditional symbol which the ancients took to mean the entrapment of man within primordial spirals which deny the ongoing glory and the presence of the eternal mind. It's denied. When you look around at the world right now, what do they deny? Who do they deny? It's mother, the divine hitting mother, or Eve, right? So let's go verse 20. For this reason, man remains locked in space and crucified to his body of relativity. His scientific consciousness tells him that this is the only life force in the tree of life, which is the galaxy, and that he is God. Hence, he does not have a humble self to the higher intelligence, which is there to create him in more godliness. I said knowledge of self is knowledge of God, and love is intelligent light. So your knowledge, right, is going to teach you what to do with your life. How to have and become and behold love or godliness to its highest capacity. Didn't it say the meek shall inherit the earth? And I know it, like I always say, it sounds cliche because the whole world is living a lie. It's a backward cycle. So what they told you was love was not exactly correct. You had to call on ISIS or send that signal out to the cosmos to get the cosmic law back down here to this lower order because you did not know love. And so, as a part of that, even the masculine and the feminine emanations of the mother and father here had to go through the course to relearn the same thing so that they could teach it to y'all, or so that the two witnesses, right? We could say that the two witnesses is your sixth chakra and your heart chakra. We could say that the two witnesses is your lower chakra and your crown, however you want to, dice it. But that spirit is to bear witness to the truth, because I don't care what you've seen with anybody. To know and have humility is to know that you are not perfect. So that means the same judgment you cast on others, you have to look back at yourself to regain humility and try to reflect. Um, your galaxy is called the crystalline river in this particular book. That river, a river, is what you look at to see a reflection. The river is really one of the most reflective bodies of water that we do have here, the river, right? And it's because it allows you to see the waves, but yet see a smooth silk film of reflection. And that's telling you that you live in a mirror space. And the only thing separating you from space and time is your heart chakra. That's why this frequency for us to know these things did not come until this time, because you had to signal for the mother, the first teacher of love. And now she has to teach not just Adam, but Eve as well, how to remember herself, how to know herself, and Adam, how to respect and honor his divine self that is feminine too. Now I'm going back into the book real quick because I'm almost through with this book here. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so we're gonna go right here, 48. And when we work directly with the higher evolution, we will understand how the book of Genesis gives four, there go that heart space, right? The bridge, four cosmologies of creation. It's telling you about the bridge. The four will be your heart, your throat, your third eye, and this. And of course, that's infinite, but just for what they're talking about right here. So the first is that of the creation of the multiverse. Well, the luminaries is what it says, the illuminaries, and the expanse of the many heavens. The second creation is of our galaxy and the expanse of our heavens. The third in creation is the greater luminary, the creation of our solar system. And the fourth, the cycle of man upon the planet, in the image of the Adam Kadmon, who could speak with the infinite mind and understand the trees of life. Um, okay, I'm gonna jump down here and then I'm through right here. 52. The Torah speaks of the unification of the 32 chemical building blocks within man, which allows him to receive the 33rd degree, Christ degree, because remember, 33 was how old Christ was, of the light. The lac biomer exemplifies the initiation with the 22 letters, 2 and 2 is 4, back to the heart space, of the divine signature and the structure in Exodus 33:22. And it has to occur that while my glory is passing, I must place you in a hole, in a rock. There go the star seeds right there, because who is Patrick Star from SpongeBob, right? In a rock, in a hole. And I must put my palm over you as a screen until I have passed by. So the great mother is telling you, you just got a veil over you. as these frequencies of your lower self pass by. So as you're being tested, stay grounded, whether it's meditation, whether it's humming, whether it's eating, watch yourself, pay attention to yourself. Do you feel better when you wake up earlier? Do you feel better when you drink a certain tea? I need y'all sisters, the mother is saying, tell them to start drinking tea. That warm, natural fluid actually sends a signal to your womb, which is that second chakra that is in bondage, the world, okay? AKA the world. All right, so, and then it says here, the screen of light, the grid, is given to Moses so that he can stand before the presence of God and transcribe the letters of the divine language. This same force also allows Moses' skin to send forth beams of light. So, in other words, the shedding away. As you walk into this darkness, you're going to feel different because you are not native to this land. And the Bible tell you that. Put you in a land that you know not. Because, yes, granted, we are in tune with the earth, but this is just a limited zone that they have. This is not the frequency of the earth that which we come from. Okay, so you have to shed away your sin, and in order to become blameless, you have to be more pure-hearted. And I'm sorry to tell y'all, but the way society has beat you down and enslaved you physically, spiritually, and all of the above, the only way you're gonna get out of this is yourself. And you're gonna know who's who because they're gonna continue to come on here and give you truth so that you can do it as well. All right, so I'm gonna skip again. 56. Therefore, the Christ enables all biological constants to go beyond the lower 22, number four again, astrophysical thresholds of revelations into the perfect garment of light. So y'all gotta shed away of y'all sins. That don't mean you're not gonna feel the 3D, because as we get this thing all the way to a close, you're gonna feel it again and again until you start listening to that voice. Listen to yourself. Trust yourself. The great mother told me, for you sisters, and um I want y'all to build off of what I'm telling you with your family members that the mother is going to call you to work with for healing. Because after this message, you're going to get that call and she's knocking at the door and she's saying, it's time now. We're ready. No fear. Fear is of a lower frequency. What do you got to lose but to love? Right. So I say that to say, we're at a time now where she's walking us through this. She's here. We just have to remember ourselves. It's just that simple, really, honestly. Because she gonna do the rest of the work for you. Pay attention. So let me go jump to 61. And though the increasing brilliance of the divine letters, the highest substance of light neutralizes the faculty of intellect. The faculties are the 12 tribes. So now that you came out of your slumber of enslavement because you had no knowledge and you did not know how to set yourself free, now your faculties are being renewed with intelligent light, or should we say love. So intellect as to make it capable of comprehending anything else in its presence, so that its glory might be beheld. In the hour of graduation, our body will be as the Torah scroll charged with light and delivered as a gift to the mansion worlds of the Kabbalah. Let me jump down here. So it says, through Kabbalah, the manifestation of activities and the functions and the faculties reserved for the ascended masters are passed on to the saints of light who have overcome darkness with the power of God's word. Hosanna, united with the unspeakable splendor. God, he really is utterly and beyond comprehension. And we're going to say, she really is, because we know that the Father is with her enforcing these things. But we know that if she is the key, then the order is going to have to be her first, because she was here in the beginning first. So that's what I have for y'all. I feel like I gave so much, but I really want you to understand that the ascension path, honestly, space and time and third dimension is keeping you from knowing that we're already here. because you still physically see some of the same similarities in the world. But the divine call had to go out for victory and for you to know who's really with you and that this is just a feeling. So when you in your zone and you feel that fire come up your spine like that, your job is to transmute. Transformation is mimics the color of green, which is your heart space. So instead of being bound by these lower frequencies that we all knew would be here, attach yourselves to the higher ones. Celebrate the small wins. Be ready to do unpacking with yourself. All of y'all women out here with children and men too, use those children. You are gifted and you are blessed because they are teaching you the way. All you got to do is pay attention to your child. Your child is a mere reflection of your divine DNA. So whatever you're needing to be taught, that's that DNA telling you right in front of you. You get the image and the blueprint right in front of your face. You just have to pay attention. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. It doesn't stop at age. Oh no, it's the mother, so she is forever. She's always evolving and changing. So I want you older sisters who are in your 70s and 60s that come to my channel and show love. I love y'all very much, but I want this call to go out to y'all with humbleness. When y'all called on God, Jesus, or Isis, that name belongs to the Divine Mother, and she answered for y'all. So in this time, you do yourself, because we're in the age of becoming gods. You do yourself a disservice not listening to that call. It's a lot that you don't know, and you must humble yourself before spirit, because she's going to teach you how to do this thing. And oh, by means, if it was easy, you couldn't possibly believe you'd be a god with no hard work. To whom much is given, much is required. So I want y'all to enjoy, have peace, understand that the calling has gone forth for us sisters and our brothers, but for surely for our sisters to release. If you don't know, sister, the baggage and the energy that you harbor in your womb from past lovers, past fathers, it is attached to the sons you birth. So if you're not really free of that, it will show back up to you. And even if you don't believe that you have a part in it, if you holding on to it and you're not willing to look at it or deal with it, then you are not free from it. So that is going to call for some really strong forgiveness. And I'm talking about the acts of the unthinkable, right? You're going to have to walk through it. And so I want to say peace, shalom. We at the finish line. All I had to do was drop that low for them sisters that are here, because y'all are the key. And for y'all that, love the mother and care for the mother, and know that you are one of the ones, because you're gonna know by the way your life is going. If she's showing you a reflection of some gamma radiation, you gonna know she wants you to transform something. You're a part of creation. Now use that intellect to create. Because she's here in all of her forms. So I just want to say that to y'all, sisters. If you need help, I don't have a lot of free time, but if the mother put it on my heart to, I will. You guys have my contact info. It's my email. And whatever else the mother gives me, but I'll come back if she so needs me to. But at this point, I'm out. I love y'all, and be free. Don't let nothing bound you. And if you feel that frequency rising up your spine, you already know it's time to transform and transmute. Sit in your peace. All right. Love y'all.